Hello, 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 hello. I know I missed last week, and I wasn't running away because I know what we got to talk about last week. I know the Eagles got their ass kicked again for 2 weeks in a row, but we'll get to that. I'll get to the Eagles talk in a little bit. Unfortunately, my birds are not doing well, getting their ass kicked 2 weeks in a row. But like I said, we will get to the Eagles. Let's go. Let's go through the rest of that because that pause that was annoying me. Patriots won and beat the Steelers. That doesn't really matter because now they're officially eliminated from the playoffs. We'll look at the playoff picture in a little bit too, but I find that funny that they won and now they're out of the playoffs, which is hilarious to me. But Bailey Zappi decided to kick ass in the first half, and then they do nothing in the second half, and allow the Steelers to come back. Steelers should have won this game somehow, and they're still in the 60 as of right now. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, 60. So like I said, we'll get to the playoff seeding in a second. Jesus Christ, I can't talk today. Buccaneers. I watched most of this game on Red Zone. This game was mostly on Red Zone for me, and Buccaneers beat the Falcons 29-25. So Bucks they're looking okay. They're probably gonna win the NFC South again for the third year in a row. I mean, but it's not really nothing special because the Bucks aren't really that good of a team. Like no one's scared of any of the NFC South teams. Make whoever wins that division. And whoever the number 5 seed is going to be, either the Eagles or the Cowboys, are going to beat their ass. It doesn't really matter. Ravens won a great game in overtime against the LA Rams. Rams were pretty damn close to winning the game. They actually got the game. I believe they got the game to overtime. Yeah, they did. I remember they got the game to overtime. The Ravens, they drove down, they scored a field goal, and then the Rams did the same thing. They got the ball back and they drove down the field and they scored a field goal to tie it to get it to overtime. After 2 3 and out possessions for each team, the Rams punted and the Ravens got a punt and return for a touchdown. So, congrats on the Ravens. They're now the number 1 seed as of right now, and they have a pretty good chance to keep the number 1 seed as long as they don't lose the rest of the year, obviously. But we'll look at the Ravens' schedule in a little bit. Let's just go over all these games real quick. Ooh, the Bears upset the Detroit Lions. They were played the first time they played. It was a really close game, and I expected the Lions to win. I thought they were going to do a lot better than they did, but clearly I was in the wrong, and they were not. They were not. They're not doing well now. Their defense is Swiss cheese. They're giving up anything and everything. Opposing offenses can do whatever the hell they want. Because other than Aiden Hutchinson, they really don't have a lot of good players on defense. They got a couple. I mean, they got a couple, but like really, the only standout guy is Aiden Hutchinson, and he's the only play. Yeah, he's the only player doing well. And Lions are looking like frauds, unfortunately, and they might. There's a good chance they might lose the division based on who they play next. They got a rough. They kind of have a. They had a rough end of the year coming up. So let's move on to the Colts and Bengals. Bengals dominated the Colts, surprisingly, with Jake Browning in there as quarterback. And but somehow the Colts are still the 7th seed. There are a lot of 7-6 teams. I guess the Colts have the best conference record out of all the teams. But I thought the Bengals were dead after losing to Joe Burrow, but they beat the Jags last week and they beat the Colts this week, so they're still in the hunt. They're still in the hunt to make the playoffs at least. They're probably not going to go far, but they're still in the hunt, which is all you need to do. You just need to get into the hunt. Browns beat the Jags. Joe Flacco kicked ass. From what I've seen the most of the game, Joe Flacco was starting. He was kicking everyone's ass. He was torching the Jags defense left and right because they can't pass defend for dog shit. And Trevor Lawrence surprisingly came back from that what looked like a very terrible ankle injury. But he didn't play his best game. He was sacked a lot. He threw 3 picks. And thanks to the Browns' defense in fantasy football, I snuck into the playoffs. And they were hit, though, the Browns' defense and Lamar Jackson are the 2 biggest reasons why I'm in the fantasy football playoffs right now. So shout out to the Browns' defense. I'm going to need you to come through again for me. So Saints beat the Panthers 26. Not really that surprising. Panthers suck. Bryce Young can't do anything. Well, it's not all Bryce Young's fault. His receivers can't catch the goddamn football, and he doesn't have any time to fucking throw it. So, again, it's not all Bryce Young's fault. He's a dog shit team around him. Surprisingly, the Jets beat the Texans. Big upset. New York Jets beating the Houston Texans. We all thought Houston was going to come in there and just raw dog them, but clearly not. And unfortunately, C.J. Stroud left in the fourth quarter with a concussion, so that's a not good for them. And if they, I think, yeah, if the Texans won, they would have been the seventh seed. Actually, no, I think they would have been the sixth seed because they had the tiebreaker with the Steelers. Because them and the Steelers have the same record. No, yeah, they would have had a better record than the Steelers. So I don't remember if the Texans played the Browns already, but and the Vikings win the craziest game ever, 3-0, the longest a game's gone to 0-0 in modern NFL history. Right before, I think it was right before 1 minute, I believe. It's definitely after the 2 minute warning, sometime right before the 1 minute mark. I don't remember exactly when, but Vikings finally scored a field goal, and they are still in the wild card hunt, possibly division hunt. Actually, let's be more specific. They're in the division hunt still. They would have. I don't think they'd have to win out. They just have to beat Detroit 2 times, and I think they would win the division. Let's see. Niners and Seahawks. I mean, Niners not crushed, but they beat the Seahawks. Seahawks had to put up a good game for a while, but they just couldn't continue up. And yeah, Niners do what they always do. Unfortunately, they still fucking win. Bills beat the Chiefs, and some will call an upset. Some people had the Bills winning. Some people probably didn't. Some people probably did, but it was definitely an upset because the Bills were struggling. They were up and down all. They've been up and down all year. They're not really a trustworthy team. But it's good that they won this game. They beat Kansas City, and now with the Broncos winning 24-7 over the Chargers, the Broncos are only 1 game behind the Chiefs. I didn't think we would be saying this at this point of the year. Nobody. I don't think. I thought the Broncos would be decent. I think they. I can't fucking speak today. I thought the Broncos would be decent enough to be in contention for a wild card spot, which they are in contention. It's just I didn't think that they'd be 1 game behind the Kansas City Chiefs. I think we all thought the Chiefs would have a much better record. They'd be about 10-3, 11-2, but 5 losses. I think they tied. This is the tie for most losses, and Mahomes starts as a Chiefs quarterback because fucking what was it? 2021 they had 5 losses as well. And yep, here we go. Dreadful game. Fucking Cowboys kicked the Eagles' ass 33-13. Again, nothing I can say. Cowboys, they whatever reason, when they're at home, they just dominate. I can blame the refs. I really want to because there's at least a handful of calls that they missed. There was a hold on the first touchdown to CeeDee Lamb. They decided, now we're gonna pick that up. Jerry Jones' check went through. And that just kept up the entire night. The touchdown catch by Michael Gallup, there was a pick. They called a pick on A.J. Brown earlier in that game. And then when Michael Gallup scores that touchdown, they didn't call a pick. They didn't call offensive pass interference. So, yeah, it was just one of those nights where, again, Eagles didn't show up. They didn't want to show up. They didn't look like they didn't give a shit that night. I mean, I'm calm now because we still control our destiny. If we win out, which I hope to God we fucking do, I really hope to God that we win out because that would help us win the division. That would give us the division, I believe, because we would have a better conference record. And anyway, Titans. Yeah. Anyway, Titans somehow beat the Dolphins 28-27. And Giants, again, somehow beat the Packers 24-22. Apparently Tommy DeVito, the Italiano, leading the Giants to winning. So, lead on their way to victory. With somehow still, not really somehow still spot, but like, they're on a pretty good win streak and they're doing better with him as the quarterback than fucking Daniel Jones somehow, which is fucking hilarious. You're paying a guy 160 mil. And yeah, undrafted rookie backup who still lives with his mom is kicking ass. And he's the fucking Jeremy Lin story of the year, so good for them. They're not gonna do shit against the Eagles in the upcoming weeks. So it doesn't matter. Giants, they can have their fun all they want now. They're still not gonna make the playoffs. I don't give a shit about them. But yeah, the Dolphins are not to be taken seriously. Even if they do win the division, even if they come out win whatever the magic number is for them, like yes, another 2 or 3 games, and they win the division, they're not to be taken seriously in the playoffs. There is a very good chance the Dolphins lose in the first round of the playoffs. I think that would be my hot take of the end. That's probably my hot take as of right now in this moment. If even if the Dolphins win the division, they're going to be one and done. I think, unless they get a favorable matchup, which I don't think they will. All right, so let's make our predictions for Week 15 coming into the end of the season, last quarter of the season, and then the report card will be coming out soon. As soon as I'm done this video. Uh, Chargers at Raiders. This game really doesn't matter because I don't think that neither of these teams are making the playoffs. Antonio Pierce, his magic, his juju ran out for being a good intern for the Raiders. So I'm going with the Chargers, even though Justin Herbert is hurt and done for the year. He fractured his finger. They're not going to start him the rest of the year. Chargers are done. They're not making the playoffs. And now this is the first prime time of Saturday games, which is gonna be fucking awesome. It's all I'm doing all day, is watching these 3 games. Vikings at Bengals, and all 6 of these teams are in playoff contention, which is a very smart marketing strategy by the NFL. Bengals in the hunt. Vikings have the 6th seed currently. I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm gonna pick the Bengals at home only because I like Jake Browning and what they're doing more. Because the Josh Dobbs storyline's done. Nick Mullins is Even though Justin Jefferson's probably going to play, I still think I'm going to pick the Bengals at home. Next. Whoa, fuck. Did my mic die? What the hell happened? Oh, damn it. Hello? Shit. I don't know. Something happened with my headphones. That's fucking awesome. Hold on. Great. Fuck it. Whatever. We'll just keep going. Steelers and Colts. I don't trust Mitch Trubisky, so I'm gonna go with the Colts in this one. Over the Steelers. Broncos at Lions, easily the best game of that Saturday. I know Detroit's at home. But they're not playing that great. So I gotta go with the Broncos. I'm going with the Broncos on the road, and they have them as of right now sneaking in the playoffs. They're 8-6, but they're probably not going to last that long. I don't know what the Saints are going to look like when the Broncos win. And now for the rest of the games on Sunday and Monday, Falcons at Panthers. Falcons easily, without a doubt, no question. Whatever. Bears at Browns. Going with the Browns at home. Great defense. Joe Flacco's going to continue to kick ass. Now, this is a somewhat interesting game. The leader of the NFC South, Tampa Bay Bucks, are at the Green Bay Packers, who are currently the 7th seed. I mean, yeah, the Packers didn't play that great on Monday. They lost to the Giants. Bucks got a good win over the division rival. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Packers at home. I'm giving the home team just slightly favored. They're only gonna win by like a field goal though, so I don't really know. Jets are at Dolphins. So I'm going. Even though the Dolphins struggled, even though they lost Tyreek Hill for that game, I don't know what the injury is for right now. I don't know if he should be able to come back. I'm not sure. I'm going to double check that soon. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Dolphins over the Jets, just because I don't think the Jets are that good. Yeah, they played great against the Texans, but I don't think that Zach Wilson can repeat that performance. Giants at Saints. Saints beat a bad team. Giants beat a pretty decent team with DeVito at quarterback. But I'm going with the Saints at home. I just don't want the Giants winning, if I'm being honest. I just don't give a fuck about the Giants. Texans at Titans. I'm going with the Texans on the road. Although it's going to be very good match. Well, actually, never mind. I don't know if CJ. It all depends. If CJ Stroud is out of concussion protocol, I'm going to go with the Texans. If he's not starting, I'm going with the Titans. The game that got flexed out of Monday night, Kansas City at New England, because the Chiefs are going to win, or they should win easily. Very boring game. 49ers at the Cardinals. Niners are going to win on the road. The Cardinals are not a good football team. That plain simple. Commanders at Rams. Rams going to be the Commanders. Cowboys at Bills. This is an interesting game, but you can't trust the Bills. Bills have been too inconsistent all year. They've been up and down. At times they looked great. Other times they looked like shit. Well, not really say shit, but they've underperformed a lot of the time this year. And Cowboys are kicking ass and taking names no matter who the fuck it is on their schedule. So I hate to say it, but the Cowboys are probably going to win this game. Not probably, they are going to win. They're going to beat the Bills on the road. An interesting Sunday night game. The Ravens are at the Jaguars, but actually I don't really think it's that interesting, only because I think the Ravens are going to kick their ass. The Ravens are going to kick their ass. It's going to be a kind of a beatdown. Ravens over Jags. And then our game, the Eagles got flexed on Monday nights. The Philadelphia Eagles are on the road to Seattle Seahawks. We have not beaten Seattle since 2008. It's been a long time, and we're due for a win. I don't know what the status is on Geno Smith. I don't know if he's going to be playing or not, but we'll see. I mean, it doesn't really matter because our defense isn't really playing that great. They're going to cut up our pass defense is going to get fucking torched. Even so, it's going to be a close game, I think. I think the Eagles are going to win. I think we're going to win score, I would say 24-21. And that's it for this video. Like I said, I know I missed last week, and I know I'm here again now. I wasn't running. The Eagles have been shit the last 2 weeks. They play like absolute dog shit. Let's hope the Eagles still control their destiny, and if we win out and Dallas loses at least one of their games, same as San Francisco, we'll be the number 1 seed. But I don't mind being the number 2 seed because Ravens and 49ers also play on Christmas, and I think the Ravens might win that game. But anyway, we'll talk about that game when that game happens. So I'll catch y'all next time.